My longtime girlfriend stalled proposing for years, then did it after I left, expecting a yes. We started dating in ninth grade after she asked me out at the winter formal in 2012. We went as friends, laughed through every song, and were official by New Year's. We hit milestones fast. We picked classes, planned trips, and said marriage would come by 2017 or 2018. Back then, the excuse was simple. We're young and still in school. I finished college in 3 years. She finished in 4. We landed our dream jobs and together made $144,000 a year. Loans existed, but nothing wild. We lived in a house she inherited. We cooked cheap pasta and tracked every bill. By 22, life felt steady. She started asking my ring size, my dream wedding, and if I liked gold or silver. 22 passed with no proposal. I thought any day now. 24 dragged and the talk got heavy. I learned about cuts and settings because she kept sending photos. I finally asked what she was waiting for. She said the right moment hadn't come. At 25, I noticed the pattern. If I got upset about something, she'd promise it soon, and I'd cool off. Nothing changed. At 26, I drew a line in my head tied to her 27th birthday. It felt like the moment kept sliding away. I found a small apartment, signed the lease, and told myself I'd honor it if the date came and went. It did. I packed my clothes, the coffee maker, and my iPad, and left the key on her counter. The separation was calm. No screaming. She didn't fight. I thought that was that. I slept on the floor and told myself to breathe. 2 months later, there was a knock. She stood there with a bag. Years ago, we shared locations and never turned them off. I had forgotten. She said she saw I was home and wanted to talk. I wasn't creeped out after she explained. We sat on opposite couches. Her shampoo smell hit me from the doorway. We caught up about work and family. Then she pulled out a ring box and opened it between us. No one knee, no speech, just the box. My chest tightened. It felt less like a plan and more like pressure. She said I was overthinking and she finally understood what marriage meant to me. The stone flashed under the lamp between us. I told her I didn't know. She pressed the box into my hands and said, "Keep it. Think." I set it in a drawer after she left and stared at the ceiling. By morning, I knew I needed to move on. I asked to meet at a park to give it back. She said only her place or mine. She said parks are for strangers, not us. I said I could give it to her mom. That got me a FaceTime ring. She opened with another pitch about meeting at her apartment. I said no and told her I had questions about the break. She said I live in the past. I said okay, never mind, and my thumb hovered over end. My stomach dropped and I felt heat in my ears. She stopped me and said I wouldn't like what she had to say. She told me she saw 4 men during those 2 months, and one time was a threesome. She said she wanted that before getting married. She said I seemed so put together, and it made her feel behind and small. She said she hated feeling like the last to everything. I didn't yell. I stared at the wall and felt a dull, sour twist. I had spent those months alone, sleeping on one side of the bed, trying to heal. She asked me to come over, said the goldfish we bought together, the kids, missed me. I told her I couldn't come back. My mouth tasted like pennies, and I wanted a long walk. I said I needed new experiences too, because she was the only person I had ever dated. She called me selfish. She brought up how I went to the gym early on her birthday even though I spent all day with her after. She said I make choices alone. She asked if there was another girl. I said no, and the call went dead quiet. I hung up. At work, I'm in HR at a big retail store. Most of the staff knew her. She had brought me lunch and had come to parties. I would text and okay it if she needed the back room. My schedule is the same every week. She knew my days off and my routines. She knew the shortcut hall. That Thursday night she came in and told the new girl at the desk she worked there but forgot her card. She got into the back room. She took my Stanley, some bracelets, and my iPad. I found out when an associate asked where the iPad went. We FaceTimed and my desk looked stripped. The new girl looked relieved to let someone pass. A bracelet indent sat in the dust like a tiny outline. I drove back fast and asked security for the cameras. People told me what they saw, and the new girl explained through tears. I unblocked my ex and texted. She was smug at first. When I said police, she agreed to return my stuff. I brought my sister and met at the door. She tried to talk. She said we could fix it and opened her hand. I took the ring from my pocket and set it in her palm. Steady. I said I can't do this. Not now, not later. Don't come to my job again and turn off my location right now. She started to cry. I turned and walked away. Now her friends are saying I'm cruel for returning the ring. Was I wrong?